Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Helm. If you want to check out this show live, make sure you go to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch every Thursday at 4 p.m. If you want to watch the show afterwards, you can go to YouTube. We'll have our regular show plus bonus content. If you want to listen to the show in your car, maybe in the shower, maybe while you're just chilling doing a workout, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you could find a podcast, and search up Behind the Helm. Enjoy the show. Episode 39. Time to change that hotkey.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta take that off there.
What did I type in?
I don't even know.
It had to have been when I was doing the write-up. Anyways, episode 39. Welcome to Behind the Helm. If this is your first time here, welcome. It's good to have you. It's about time. If this is your 39th time here, Fields, if you're in the chat, say what's up. I see, I believe it's NC1 Scott. NC1 Scott. She's the, like the social media, like, trainer,
yeah, she used to do all kinds of cool stuff.
So it's good to have her in here.
We'll have to, if she's listening, we're going to have to get her on here one time to talk about the cool stuff she's gotten to do.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You want to plug us in? Give our plugs?
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, you're here with Petty Officer Levesque, and I am Chief Dowden. And the cool thing about today is last week we were live on Facebook and Twitch. Finally, we got everything figured out. So right now, live, we are on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube live. So instead of having to watch it on YouTube later, you can watch it live. Of course, obviously, then this show will be on those platforms after the fact, and we'll still put it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible. It goes out on all the podcast things you can listen to. But if you're watching live, let us know where you're watching at, because we see all the comments on one thing now. So this is kind of cool for us. It's a new thing.
I looked on our stats.
Yeah.
On Buzzsprout, which is where we like host the podcast so we can go everywhere. Last week we were talking about Japan. We had a download from Japan.
I wonder
if it's like because we mentioned Japan that it like popped up somewhere, or maybe it's like another person who's stationed in Japan and they happen to see it. I don't know.
Quite possibly. So, but most definitely, if you're watching right now on whatever platform you're watching, make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, let us know where you're watching from. That'd be cool to know, because we always like to see the comments, and it's a good way for you to derail us. We do that all on our own, as you can see. But we like to answer the questions live when we can. This is the most interactive way live to talk with us and get your questions answered or your comments noticed. So
it's homage time.
Homage time. So every episode, obviously, we give homage to the Eagle. Last time we had a former future sailor who's starting his transition to Japan. We were talking about that, and he brought us the aviators for the Eagle. And this week we have a very interesting patch that was brought to us. I've been reading a book that was written by a Navy SEAL. It's called Embrace the Suck. And basically it's just a phrase we use in the Navy. It's more or less like when you're having a bad day or something's going wrong in your life, embrace that and make life better. And I think that this patch pretty much sums that up.
Meme culture has definitely left its mark. You put it on your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the meme culture in the
Can
military.
I just leave this here for the rest of the show?
Yeah. The meme culture has definitely left its mark in the Navy, or is leaving its mark. Because you can go on Reddit and see just like the best memes about the military that only military people would understand.
Like most people are like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Because, there's days of the military that are just, not the greatest. I mean, like, literally, if you can have the best job in the world, right? And, like, there's going to be a day.
Bad days.
Yeah, there's going to be a day like, man, I wish I was doing that.
Somebody, somebody told me once, and I don't remember if it was from a book or something that I had heard, that it was from a book. So if you don't have adversity while you're trying to achieve something, then your goal was trash. So every goal that you've ever reached in your life, you will have had adversity. And if you reach a goal that you have for yourself and there was no adversity, well, then your goal was a trash goal to begin with. So, I try to think of it that way too. And it's with anything, whether it's your job or your military career or whatever you're doing, embrace the suck and know that you have to learn from mistakes and overcome. So, things change for everyone.
Yeah.
Speaking of changing for everyone, what are we doing today?
Yeah, today we're going to be talking with one of our future sailors that's actually going to be leaving, next week? Or
yeah, she leaves on Monday to head to boot camp, and she is here out of the Muncie area. So we're going to talk. So we talked to somebody. We've talked to people who are in. I don't know. I think we've talked to a couple future sailors, and we said we wanted to start doing that once a month. And then obviously last month with Airman Haggerty is somebody who was one of my future sailors. and we talked about some stuff. So today we're going to talk to future sailor Arguijo, who is a graduate of Yorktown High School here in the greater Muncie area, and just have a little chat about some things. We're going to clue some people in on some stuff that goes on.
All right, let's bring her in. All right, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, and she even unmuted. Way to
She even
go.
unmuted. Wow.
Yeah.
She did better than Haggerty.
Yeah. So, again, go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name's Karmen Arguijo,
And
and
you
I'm
are
from
originally
Muncie
where?
area, obviously. Muncie,
Originally from Muncie. And what year did you
Yeah.
graduate Yorktown?
2021.
2021 graduate of Yorktown High School. So if you're out there, you happen to be watching, and you're from Yorktown, or you graduated from Yorktown, make sure to give a shout out and make sure to smash that like button. So you are a member of what's called our delayed entry program, and we keep saying future sailor. Sometimes we get asked about that. So we've talked about boot camp and we've talked about the MEPS process. So what are we talking about now? When you go down to MEPS and you join, you don't just get on a bus right then and go to boot camp.
Yep.
You are in the delayed entry program where you work with an onboarder, which is me, from the time you join to the time you ship to boot camp to learn and get prepared to go, right? And you are considered a future sailor. When you are at boot camp, you are considered a recruit until you graduate, and then you are a sailor. So future sailor Arguijo is a future sailor in our DEP program. Now, you're one that wasn't sometimes like myself. How long were you in the DEP program?
I was in for like 8 months.
I was too. I was from April to December. And then Arguijo, for the job that you chose, they had a spot a little earlier. You actually joined when? When did you go down to MEPS?
I believe it's in November. It was in November.
Yeah, we
November.
met like late October.
And then you are leaving. You'll go down to the hotel on Sunday, and then
Yes.
you are leaving for boot camp on Monday. So, we're going to talk to you a little bit about your story. I think maybe it'd be, good for some people to hear. And then we're going to talk about the DEP program a little bit, because I kind of want to get into that so people know what that is and what to expect.
So let's just hear when you came in, you were talking about how you were in college and how it just wasn't going well. When you came into the office, did you already drop out, or were you still enrolled?
I was still enrolled.
Okay.
That's mostly on my part. I was too lazy to go do it, I guess.
Well, I'm only saying that because I had we had a future sailor that came in. Well, an applicant became a future sailor. She came in. She already dropped out and came in. She dropped out prior to, and then came in like, I'm joining the Navy.
Yeah.
Now her E-score needed some work. She ended up joining, and now she's in the Navy, right? So, I just wanted to know, like, how deep was it for you about college? Like, what was it that that just didn't work out for you? Was it because like you wanted to join the military the whole time, or was it like college wasn't working out, so I guess I'll go with the military?
Well, throughout high school, I was thinking about the military, but I was like, maybe I can try college, and if that does not work, then I will go to my first choice, which was the military. And I mean, I had every intention of joining once I came into this office. I just
Yep.
haven't I didn't drop out of college yet. So
What made you not like continue on with college? Like, what was the reasoning behind that?
it just wasn't working. It was everything. It's not what I wanted. It was never what I wanted, and it took me a while to figure that out.
So why did you choose to go to college in the first place? Like, what?
Well, throughout high school, they are very you have to put your transcripts into college. They give you all these classes about college, and it just seemed socially acceptable or acceptable because
Right,
everyone
yeah.
else was doing it. And so I did it, and it didn't work out.
See, and that's the thing that's so crazy, because they will and it's no offense to the schools. I mean,
No, I get it.
college is not a bad thing,
No.
but there is some, what's the word I'm looking for? This misconception that people aren't cut out for the military, or it's not that great of a choice, so this is what you need to do. And it's crazy sometimes that they push so hard for college when she knew deep down, I'm probably not going to succeed in college. Did you ever like communicate that when you were in school?
When I enrolled, I was like, I'm going to give it my all. And if I don't feel like it's right, then I won't. But yeah, it was a struggle.
Because there's some kids who just know straight up, like, college isn't going to work out for me, but it seems like that's the thing I have to do because everyone else is doing it. And like, there are schools, especially out here, that are pro-military and military friendly, but there are those few that
really
aren't.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame because like people should be aware of what options are out there for them. And, really, if they have a calling for something, then they should be, encouraged to go do that.
And I'm not going to pick on you, Arguijo, with this. So I just stick with me on this. Because you said something that I wanted to bring up. You said, you thought, hey, I'll go to college. If it doesn't work out, then I'll go to the military. Once you came in and decided, like, well, it's not working out and I'm going to go ahead and join the military, was it a harder process to join the military than you thought it was?
Yeah, it was a little like everything, all the questions.
More to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you had a great recruiter. I know the guy who recruited you. I trained him. He's really good.
Almost gave me the credit.
Almost. But anyway, I think there is a common misconception. I say this in a lot of presentations that I do, that people tend to think that, well, it's like almost a backup choice. And we've talked about this a lot. Like, I'll go to college if it doesn't work out. The military takes anybody. It's easy to get in the military, right? And really, when you think about it, you have to pay to go to college, and the military is going to pay you. So which one's going to be easier to get into?
Exactly.
The one that you're paying for. If somebody's paying you, obviously it's going to be a little harder to get into. And I think you got to see that firsthand, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, this didn't work out. I'm going to go, even though military was your first choice, not realizing how much went into actually joining, right?
Yeah.
And a little shout out to, oh man, what is his rank now? Flanders.
I don't think he's a third class.
Third class, yeah. He's just a FCSN.
Yeah. Is he for sure going FC?
I don't even know if he's at that point. Well, we have a former future sailor, Aaron Flanders, who was here, and he was, kind of my guy in charge, and you were friends with him, and you kind of talked to him about it and stuff too. And I don't want to mess up his rank, because I'm not sure what he's at yet.
Well, they're cousins.
Oh, you guys are, I forgot that.
Yeah.
That's right. You guys are cousins, so that helped too. So you already had somebody that was in our DEP program as well.
Yeah.
So you could kind of be like, hey, like, are these guys for real? So I know you've talked to him a few times. So shout out to Aaron Flanders. Thank you for helping your cousin continue to have the courage. And if you guys have any cool stories about that, like, oh, I talked somebody into this or that, like, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're out there and you're in a DEP pool or a poolee pool for the Marines or anything like that, make sure you're talking to your friends, because it might be potential that they just don't realize that they have, or they think that there's a lot of misconceptions, and they're going to listen to you. And if you're in any of my DEP pools, you better be.
Hey, quick round of applause for Arguijo for doing what she wants to do. Good job, Arguijo.
Good job.
We
Good
love
job for
that.
being
We
your own
love that.
person.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So you decided that college just wasn't working for you. You joined, and you went down to MEPS, right? Got through all that. We all know how much Chief Dowden loves MEPS. And what job did you decide on? Because again, as we talked about with MEPS, for us with the Navy, when you go down based on your scores, you actually choose your job. So what did you decide to go with?
Hospital corpsman, HM, yeah.
Hospital corpsman, which is very well known. Think nurse practitioner type. They also go with the Marines green side. So a lot of people know corpsman. It's the most decorated rate in the Navy, actually.
Yep.
And we'll look at something a little later on that. But you're going to be a hospital corpsman. So your A school is where?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, Texas.
Yep.
Fun.
Now,
when you were joining, did you know that was something you would like to do, or were you just like, I just want to join the Navy?
At that point, I was like, I want to join the Navy. I didn't really look into like the rates yet. I was just ready.
Yeah.
And if whatever came to me, I'd take it.
See,
You probably got one of the most
Sought
recognized jobs besides like obviously like
Yeah.
Navy SEAL and diver and stuff like that. But like HMs, like a lot of the HMs actually go into turn out to become a SEAL. I'm pretty sure Marcus Luttrell.
Well, that's HMATI, a little different.
Yeah,
but yes,
but he did have to. He tried out.
So, and with you, and you're a prime example of. I mean, a lot of people sometimes do a little too much research into things, and what's important is to become a sailor, right? I want to become a sailor, so I know that they're not going to try to screw me out of anything, and they're going to get me in the right place based on what I have, right? And that's what they did with you, because that wasn't the only thing that they.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've worked with you since you've gotten all the way up until Monday, obviously, when you ship out.
Real quick, you were muted just for a second, just so everyone knows. I typed the letter M.
So
let's change that setting right now.
okay. So yeah, so basically I've been there to mentor you, and we get together for DEP meetings once a month. We do PTs once a week. Now it's colder out. Obviously, we haven't secured a good spot to do that yet, but we try to do that and learn. So, hey, you're shipping on Monday, okay? You're not gonna get in trouble from me. If you were to describe like the DEP program and what you thought it was going to be when you came in compared to what it is and what you've seen and what we've done, go ahead and kind of describe that, and then I'll tell everybody why you're wrong and fix it.
Okay. So for I expected, I had no idea what it was. I'm gonna be honest, but initially when you talk to recruiters, they're very I guess you've heard Carl salesman thing, the car salesman,
Yep.
and that wasn't the case with you two. And when we had that first initial meeting,
Which is
Chief
called
Dowd and
the
I,
72-hour in-doc, where I came over to your house in my dress blue uniform, and we just kind of had a sit down to talk about expectations and what to expect.
And I mean, you laid it out very so I could understand it, and you were very a mentor, obviously. In some other recruiters are not, and I was really thankful for that. And my cousin had told me he treats you more than just a number, you're not a number. And so then I talked to you and I was like, okay, whatever. And then now that I'm in the DEP program, it's very helpful, and I definitely learn a lot. I mean, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you. And Flanders.
Round of applause for us not being used car salesmen.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Hey.
Round of applause for Flanders for actually telling somebody that I treat them like a person, not a number. Wow. Thanks, Flanders. That was nice. Wow. No, and absolutely. So in the DEP program, it's delayed entry program, and that's what we do, right? If you remember, if you have any good stories about your delayed entry program, if you're out there, you're in the Navy, make sure you smash that like button and put a comment down below. I want to hear it. Or did you have a delayed entry program? It's something that we're really trying to make sure that we're spending time with future sailors so that they become good sailors. And my goal is not just to make good sailors, but also make better people. So at our DEP meetings, right, we have a 2-hour DEP meeting once a month, and we normally have 2 topics where we go over them. For instance, for anyone in the Navy, just for an example, our 11 general orders, right? There's 11 general orders this century. My 5th general order is to quit my post only when properly relieved. So it wouldn't just be us sitting there talking about them. What we do together and what we have done is, okay, you guys can read it out of the book, memorize it. Now we're going to break it down. Why is that important? What does it mean? That way you have a little bit better understanding of what it is you're learning, why you're memorizing this, So that's what I try to do. And then with our physical training, obviously, we're not going super hard or anything, but we're working towards being a healthier person and being ready for that physical training in boot camp, following the Navy NOPS program, being safe with what we do. And just recently, I think the last one that we did, we practiced the pacer test, Yeah, I think it was our last one outside, and it was right at the cusp. As the sun went down. It got a little cold, so we cut it a little short. But so yeah, absolutely, the DEP program, and that's what to expect. And I appreciate what you said too, because I feel like when I come into somebody's house, like in my dress blues, like this seems a little, but I'm glad that that kind of puts you at ease, and you were, I know anytime we've ever asked anything of you, like being here today, you're like, yeah, absolutely, sure. So, most definitely, I want to say, that, we wish you the best of luck in school and boot camp, and I know you're going to do fine. And we're not done with our conversation yet. I just want to make sure that I said that before I forgot. So, definitely everybody that's in the chats, make sure to wish future Sailor Arguijo good luck. And, I know that she's going to go and do great things.
All right. I always ask, what are you most excited about this next step?
Everything. I know that everything. Like, I'm excited for boot camp, excited for school, I'm excited to start my life, and something that was on halt for a while. I'm just ready to keep going again.
What are you most nervous about?
I guess the mentality of it, not so much, but the physical, boot camp physical stuff. But I think I'll be fine. I'm just in my head, but
yeah, that's
I'm ready.
Usually how it happens.
Yeah. Normally is. I think that you're ready to. Me and you've talked about that, and it is hard. I mean, it's hard for anybody. You almost can't prepare yourself completely. A lot of people know my story. I was a very large individual and worked out and was in great shape to an extent before I left for boot camp, and it was still hard. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's because it's different. So I know that you're going to do well. So we also, last week after our interview with Haggerty, you had came in because you had your 7-day out recert or recertification, roughly around 7 to 10 days prior to shipping, where we talk about that shipping process, right? Like, hey, here's what's going to happen the day that you're shipping out all the way up into boot camp. Here's what you can bring, things like that. Do you feel that kind of helped ease your mind because you kind of know what's going on, or because you've also asked me a few questions. I told you, hey, because your grandma, you live with your grandma.
Yeah.
I said, hey, if your grandma or significant other or anything like that, they have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And you did not hesitate. I think it was probably 10 minutes after our conversation, you had texted me about a question. So that's a big thing, is always ask questions. Always, in whatever you're doing, if you don't understand something, never gonna get the answers if you don't ask. And so as far as the process coming up, as far as like Sunday, Monday, what are you nervous? Anything you're nervous about there?
Not really. I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna have that moment where I'm like, it's happening, and I think it's just gonna make me nervous, but I'll be fine. I'm just excited.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad. So I think if Petty Officer Levesque is ready, I think we're going to pull something up here, and we're going to take a look at something. We want to kind of get your view on it before we say anything about it, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit.
All right. So have you gone on YouTube and actually watched what it is that you're going to be doing?
I've watched former HM veterans talk about it, but a little bit.
So on Navy.com, they actually do, every rate has a video that explains the job, and it actually shows people actively doing the job. It's really quick. It's only a minute and 25, and I just want to see what you think about it.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Good.
All right. Let's bring it up over here.
And you hear a gunshot wound to the head and you think that person's DOA. When they came into our hospital, there was a 98% success rate. We as corpsmen crossed that line of medical assistant to nurse practitioner to doctor and everything in between, and bring it all into one very big hat.
There are many different specialties within the hospital corpsman rate, which include dental technicians, radiology technicians, pharmacy technicians, behavioral health techs. You have physical therapists like myself.
The capabilities are exactly the same as a private practice. In the military, there's no competition for economics, so we can give them the best care that they deserve.
I wanted to join the Navy to be something better than I am and do something great with my life.
I went to my corpsman school, and then I went to surgical tech school.
They specialize, and then they get stationed at their first command.
And I've gotten my associates within 2 years, and I'm working on my bachelor's, and I don't think I would have had those opportunities.
Not only do we get to do medicine, which is what I initially joined the Navy to do, but we also get to propel out of a helicopter. So, I mean, you can't really beat that.
The most rewarding part of my job is having that sailor look at me and say thank you.
Well, what do you think about all that?
It's exciting.
There's a lot of facets to it, and I think we have to backtrack a little bit. I think we said something that you'd be like a nurse or a nurse practitioner. You'll be a tech, 100% a tech, but there's gonna be a lot of things that you do where you're gonna like reach a little bit more beyond than what you're supposed to be doing. That's what happens a lot in the Navy. Like, you get a lot of cross training and you end up doing a lot more than is in your scope. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're not, one thing you won't be allowed to do for sure is diagnose somebody. You know, you're not gonna be able to write out a prescription for somebody, because what you'll do is you'll talk with somebody, there'll be a nurse that signs off on those things, but you're gonna be doing, like, sometimes that nurse may not even come in the room. At least when I was on the ship, there were some times where I only talked to the tech.
Well, you gotta remember too. That's you on a very large ship where you have medical. I will tell you that, corpsman, it depends. Like, if you're
I guess it depends.
Like, as you get higher, you get to independent duty corpsman. Like, when I was when I was on the ship, that was all we had. There was no officer. There was no doctor. If it was something serious, right? Like, they can't do anything with that. But like, it was just an E6 HM1.
Wow.
And with the Marine units, if you go green side, it's the same way. Like,
That's true.
They're doing everything. So it just depends, but you can. It's one of those rates that splits out, and it's specialties, and you can go everywhere. You could be humanitarian missions and all kinds of stuff.
You'd be working in labor and delivery, like you'd be delivering babies.
I wanted to bring that up because they do show that. They don't really hit on it. I wish they did, because my son was born in a naval hospital. And yes, we had a doctor, and yes, there were civilian nurses and stuff too, but like, we had hospital corpsmen that were there as well, so you can work in every facet of that field, radiology, down to being a pharmacist, and there's all different ways to, they say it right in the beginning, you specialize and then you go. So you get a lot of opportunity there to really see it. And then, like I said, the humanitarian missions, like, even when COVID first hit and was a big thing, and we sent out the hospital ships, which it was, big news. There's one that went to New York City. Those were pretty much volunteer hospital corpsmen who went on that for humanitarian mission to help New York City. And we did that in Haiti as well. So, there's a lot of volunteer opportunities being a hospital corpsman as well. So, not to mention, again, like I said, being it is the most decorated rate in the Navy. And by decorated, I mean, awards and honors and awards recipients, medal recipients, things of that nature. So it's a pretty cool history to be a part of. So I really think that you're going to enjoy that. And you'll find your niche. And the cool thing with that is if you are an HM in the Navy and then you realize, hey, the medical field wasn't for me, you got the experience there, and you can continue doing classes or schooling and whatever you decide you want to do, because you don't have to only take classes in that. And then you can say that you got to see this side of this field. Like, so pretty great opportunity for you. And like I said, we're really excited for you.
All right, guys. Bonus content is about to start in 3, 2, 1.
Bonus content.
All right, so you're, running the DEP program, right, out of 3 stations, right? 3 stations.
3 stations.
So every future sailor gets something called a start guide. Now, a start guide is used so you don't go to boot camp looking like a deer in the headlights, which you will.
Which you still do.
You will, but you might be quicker on getting out of the road. You know what I mean? Like, you won't be that deer that just stands there. Okay, you might be like, oh, I know what I'm doing. All right, it basically just has, rank and recognition, terminology, the phonetic alphabet, military time, different types of aircraft, things that you need to know for boot camp on the written tests.
So here's what I tell my future sailors, and Arguijo and anybody who's in my debt pool can attest to this. The start guide is 55 pages long. 55 pages, and that 55th page is on the back cover, and there are full page pictures, and like the last page is all notes. So less than 55 pages of stuff, you can learn that. And there's stuff in there that you're not going to memorize, but it's great information, like about handling finances and things of that nature. And what's really cool now, when we went through, you had just like your start guide or whatever, and now there's an app, and you have to have the barcode to be able to use it, which you have to join to be able to get the barcode or the QR code, called eHelm. So it's a digital start guide, right? And it's great because for me, just reading something and memorizing is not easy. But with eHelm, you can get quizzed, and it has little quizzes and stuff and videos, so you can actually watch and listen to things and see how things are done, like facing movements, stuff like that. So every one of my future sailors gets eHelm as well. So that's a great tool that the Navy has implemented, and it's something I wish I would have had.
Yeah.
Like, so, there are definitely ways for you to be prepared. You're not just going to boot camp and, like you said, deer in the headlights, right?
Yep.
Don't want that.
So I think it's only right that future sailor Arguijo gets put to the test here. She has been in the delayed entry program. Maybe not that long.
Not very long.
I don't want to say she goes against you, because I feel like as somebody who's running the depth, you're very much in that start guide more than, let's say, me. I probably haven't been looking at that start guide. And by that, I mean, I'm just going to keep it at probably. Now, I was a future sailor, about 8 years ago. So, I went to boot camp about 7 years ago. So for me, I could be a little rusty on this. So I think it'd be good if me and her went head to head. And I think we kind of do it like basketball. 1st to 7, win by 2.
Well, and you got to remember too, did you say you have a specific quiz, or you wanted me to?
No, just go
do
through
the quiz?
eHelm, and because I think you'll be able to hand select ones that are
So I will tell
that
you,
maybe I could get.
and I've told my future sailors too, that some of the things that we learn for boot camp, right, are things that we know. Like you inevitably know it.
Yes.
But you learn it specifically for boot camp. And being an onboarder has really helped me revisit like the very basics of things that you tend to forget, like rank and recognition,
General orders,
and general orders and things of that nature. So I can do that. 1st to 7.
1st to 7, win by 2.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's see how this goes. Now, I think it would be good, like, each round one person gets to answer it, and if that person wants to stick with it, they can. If they don't, they can pick a different answer.
Okay. Give us a little plug here, Levesque, before we start.
All right, so if you're watching right now, you're watching live. All right, you're either on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube live right now. I just actually pinned our link tree on the Facebook there. So if you go to that, you can actually go to the link tree and go to all of our links and see what's going on. You'll be able to hear this later, not this part. So this plug doesn't really make any sense. But if you want to listen to the show later, you can go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Podcasts, which is Audible. So yeah, we're everywhere.
Again, make sure you smash that like button and comment down below. So here's the deal. We didn't tell Arguijo we were going to do this, and she's live worldwide right now getting ready to get quizzed. So don't hold it against her if she blanks out, because it's probably going to happen. I can already see it in your face. All right, so, and with that being said, I want to say something about that as well. I got a question like why we're wearing masks while we're recording. for those of you who are not privy to DOD, it is required. So we are required anytime we are in a DOD facility, DOD controlled government facility, we do have to be masked regardless of our distance away. So that is why. Okay.
Yeah, Arguijo doesn't. Her house doesn't have bears.
Oh yeah, it does. It has more Chicago Bears.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we'll start with you, Petty Officer Levesque. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Your first question: what is the Navy's birthday?
October 13th, 1775.
You are correct.
Well, you should have left it up to her.
It is a multiple.
Oh, we're just going
quiz.
back and forth.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're just gonna
okay.
go back and forth.
All right.
Okay. You said
Yes. All right. Yeah. What were my multiple choices? Okay. I'm gonna go with 7.
I'm gonna go with 9. You said enlisted, right? There's no E10.
I was waiting for somebody to comment something. Anybody? Are you sure?
Someone said can't hear Brad.
Can't hear me?
Says they can.
Can't. Oh, it might have been just while I was staring at you.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah, because I can't see our mouths.
How many Navy officer pay grades are there? Petty Officer Levesque.
Did I get one? Did I get that last one right?
I don't know. How many officer pay grades are there?
Officer, there's 10. Why do you keep looking at me?
I'm just so blown away right now. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. I can't just tell you, like I want you to see it.
Like, because
So
I know
bad.
it goes, all right, so E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, Chief, Senior Chief, Master Chief. If you stay E9, Fleet Force Master Chief is still at E9. They just have a different.
I like making you sweat, man. Why can't I pull this up? This is it. Of course, it's not working. Anyway, moving on. Okay.
No. Hold on, because I'm not gonna get this wrong.
Okay.
All right. We go to a pay chart.
See, I just knew that if I messed with you long enough, that this Petty Officer Levesque would come out.
Look at it right here. Yeah, O1 to O10, E1 to E9. All right, so we're done there. What am I? What is it, 3-0? What am I about to sweep this?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay.
Arguijo, you're not ready.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been back then either, don't worry.
Okay, so where did it go? I'm sorry. I lost the I was going off a little quiz here just because I thought it would be a better thing to do. So yes, you are correct. There are 9 and then 10 officer. I was waiting to see if anybody would double guess themselves.
No.
Because a lot of times somebody will say like the MCPON is in
Yeah,
E10.
no.
He's still in E9. It's just a unique position.
It's just like in the Army, they have like different levels of their E9s.
Correct. Okay, so 10 officer. All right, this question is to you, future Sailor Arguijo. How many chevrons does a 3rd class petty officer wear? So remember, petty officer, right? How many chevrons are on there. I'll give you the multiple choice is 2, 3, 1, 4, or none. And we're talking a third class petty officer.
Okay. I'm gonna go with, because I was actually going over this like 3 days ago, but I don't want to.
It's okay. 2, 3,
Right, third
1,
class. Okay.
4, or none.
I want to say 1.
You are correct.
All right.
Third class petty officer, 1 chevron. Second class, 2 chevrons, and a first class, 3 chevrons. Over to my guy, Petty Officer Levesque.
Okay.
What is the next rank after commander?
After commander. Hold on. I have a sound that I want to play when we do this. You know what this is from? Can you hear it?
No, I can't.
Yeah, we can hear it. All right. Can I?
A millionaire?
Yeah. Can I get my?
Or like, yeah.
Do I have any choices?
No.
All right. After commander.
Well, let's talk this out. Is that enlisted or is that an officer?
We gotta talk like Regis Philbin now. I don't know how to do it.
So is that enlisted or I don't know either. You want a 50-50 on nothing?
I'm gonna go with C. Captain. Yeah, it's good. She can hear me.
Okay. Captain is correct. However, it wasn't C, it was E, so you did not get that correct. All right. You Arguijo, you said you just went over
Is this 4-0? 4-0 right now?
She got the last
She
one
did?
right.
I was so into
Okay.
You're going over caller devices, rank and recognition. You've been studying that. We got that paper. Caller device for a lieutenant commander. Not a lieutenant, lieutenant commander. Your answers are 1 star, 2 silver bars, a full bird, a Tweety bird, or a gold oak leaf.
I want to go with the 2 silver ones.
And we're going to pass it over to Petty Officer back.
All right, tell me it again.
No.
It's Tweety bird.
What is the caller device for a lieutenant commander?
Lieutenant commander. Lieutenant commander is a gold leaf.
A gold oak leaf, that's correct. So, Arguijo, you're very close. A lieutenant is 2 silver bars. Going above that. Petty Officer Levesque.
All right, 5-1. Here we go.
I have to read you this too. This is great.
Okay.
All right. What time is morning colors? 06, sunrise, when the rooster cock-a-doodle-doos, sunset, or 08?
Okay, morning colors, so it definitely wouldn't be sunset. I'm almost feel entitled to say when the rooster crows because it's such a good one. But I do want to win this, so I'm gonna go with B, sunrise.
And you would be wrong. Arguijo, I don't know if I've taught you this. If you had to guess when morning colors was 06, sunrise, when the rooster cock-a-doodle-doos, sunset, or 0800, when is morning colors?
I'm going to go with the first one.
0600?
Yeah.
You're both wrong. Moving on.
What was it? When the rooster crows?
When is morning colors? Petty Officer Levesque?
I always thought it was sunrise. I thought it changed whenever they were raising the...
That's
They have like
evening.
reveille. Reveille is always at a certain time. And then colors depends on, because evening colors was always different. Evening
colors is always at sunset. So when is morning colors?
Oh, then it has to be 08.
0800. 0800.
Wow, I've never actually. So
you probably slept through it every time.
No, I've never actually done colors ever. I've never done it. So
never been outside for it.
I've been outside for it, but I thought that was just reveille. But now that you're saying it, I guess like when I'm thinking of colors, I'm thinking it's like underway, and like it just, I don't even know if colors ever really.
You should stop talking.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a while.
Arguio.
I did hide from those things. So
I need you to think of your general orders. Okay.
Right.
You are a sentry, right? Or general orders of sentry. You are a sentry on a ship, and a fire breaks out. What general order do you react to?
I'm going to save in my head. Oh, you okay? Good.
3, 4. You react by throwing your hands in the air and screaming like a chicken with your head cut off. 7 or 8. It was written in all caps. That's why I said that.
I'm going to go with 7. Is it 8? Oh, never mind.
No, don't watch me shake my head. All right, you can pick. Go ahead, 7 or 8.
I want to say
Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna say 7. Yeah, final answer.
Pastor Levesque, what's your 7th general order?
The word line is in it. I know that.
To talk to no one except in the line of duty.
Because the way I learned it was like there's a line in 7. That's how I.
So what is general order 8?
General order 8 is the sound the alarm in case of emergency.
Case of fire or
disorder. Yeah.
You had it. You'd second guess yourself.
I knew it was 7 or 8.
Yeah. Here you go.
So is it 6-1 right now?
I believe it is 6-1. Yeah.
6-1. This is game point.
Game point. Pastor Levesque for the win. A gold-fouled anchor with superimposed letters USN and 3 silver stars represents what?
3 silver stars. Oh, she's gone. Here she goes.
She probably quit.
Did her computer? Oh, here she is. You're back. Okay, we lost you for a second.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you're a little frozen. That's okay. She's gone. It's cutting in and out. All right, 3 silver stars.
Yep.
We'll switch to us while we're waiting for her to come back.
Unless you get this right, and then...
Yeah, then she doesn't have to come back.
I think you're just stalling.
Let me restart the music. 3 silver stars. That is a... It's definitely not the Mick pawn. And since there's 3, that is a fleet Master Chief.
You are incorrect. Arguijo.
Oh my gosh, it's a Master Chief. It's just a Master Chief. It's just a Master Chief. Wait. 3. No, that's 2.
All right, well, she is off.
Here, just have her come sit in your spot. Hey, come in here.
Hurry. Sit down right there.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, hold on. You have to repeat the question because they're not going to be able to hear me. Or you'll just hear the question, okay?
Here, shut the door.
For rank and recognition, a gold-fouled anchor with a superimposed letter USN, okay, and 3 silver stars.
Okay.
What is it? Your answers are Master, Petty Officer of the Navy, Command Master Chief, Fleet Master Chief, which is what he guessed and was wrong, Master Chief Petty Officer, or Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy.
That one. Yeah, Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy.
You are correct.
Silver?
3.
I know 3.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's... Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Petty Officer Levesque for the game. Actually, this would be Argujo's.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna have to repeat it because I don't think you'll hear me.
Here, you want me to hold it? It doesn't show you the answer, right?
Yeah, but then you get choices.
Oh, I'm not allowed to... Okay.
How many stars does a senior chief have on his rating badge?
All right. How many stars does a senior chief have on his rating badge?
And Argujo, your answers are 2 silver stars, 2 gold stars, 1 silver star, 1 gold star, 1 white star.
I want to say 2 silver.
I already forgot the question. I'm like, I haven't set it
How
up.
many stars does a senior chief have on his rating badge?
A senior chief, he has 1 star.
1 silver star, 1 gold star, 1 white star.
1
Wrong.
silver star.
That is correct and for the win.
Dang.
Wow.
Such a close game.
Well, this ended in a weird way. Best bonus content of all time. Thank you guys for coming in. We're gonna keep the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire stuff on in the background as we end the show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify. Thanks for coming in, Arguijo. Good luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sure you're gonna have a great time in boot camp.
I hope so.
Chief Down deciding out.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right. Peace, guys.